Hey everybody, it's Mike Sullivan with Born to Shine. Today we have an awesome guest. Her name is Dr. Melinda Brown, and she is the principal at Potomac. Oh, I knew I was going to blow up. Potomac Elementary
Yes,
in Fredericksburg, Virginia.
in King George, Virginia.
King George, Virginia. Already totally blew it. Well, Melinda, thank you so much for helping me and for being here today. Really appreciate you.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
So I know you have a meeting coming up soon. So let's just jump right into it because our listeners would love to learn more about you, Dr. Melinda Brown. So first question, what was your journey like to become the principal? Because that's a big responsibility. You got a lot of teachers looking up to you, parents, students, the whole staff. So what was that journey like for you?
So I actually had an incredible journey when I actually enrolled into a program to get my endorsement for administration. Of course, I started as a teacher, but actually, I was a career switcher. So when I went to college, I thought I was going to do something else. First I thought I was going to be on the news and be a reporter. Then I was like, oh, I'm going to be a lawyer. But in the back of my mind, I always thought about teaching. And I thought about teaching because I had really great teachers that
Hmm.
were so, influential in my life. And when I started a family, when I had my first child, I realized, like I want to give back. I'm working for a corporation and they're all about making money, but I didn't really feel like I was making a difference, in the lives of others. And it was at that point that I said, I've got to do something different. And, I took a leap of faith. My husband thought I was a little crazy at first when I was like, hey, I quit my job. I'm going to go be a teacher because, teachers don't make as much money as you make in the corporate world starting out. But, everything turned around, the salary that I lost, God replaced it in my husband's salary. He got promotions. I mean, it was a seamless transition. And I got in the classroom. And because my positions that I had had previously before education, I had a lot of leadership experience and leadership positions. So it just made sense for me to continue with that in the education realm. And I really wanted to become a leader and help teachers be the best they can be to make a difference in the lives of the kids.
That's awesome. And it's so cool. I love your journey there, Melinda, because it's so common, right? It's okay to kind of change where you think you're going to go. You're going to be on the news, you're going to be a news reporter, you're going to be a lawyer, you're going to, all that. And that's great. And then you had teachers that loved you and that you loved and that, really poured a lot into you and that really landed on your heart. So that's so cool what you're doing. I love that. And then, when you were K-12, the second question, um, was there anything that you struggled with? Because a lot of kids are struggling now more than ever with anxiety, depression, internally. So was there anything when you were a kiddo that you struggled with that you're comfortable sharing with us?
Oh, definitely. Um, my because of my family dynamics, I was a victim of abuse as a child. I also struggled with anxiety, which at the time, when I was little, I didn't even realize what it was until I was older. I also, when I was like a preteen teen, struggled with depression. So I went through all of those things, and it just helped to shape me into the person that I am today. As we grow up and mature and become adults, we continue to struggle. I'm a cancer survivor.
Mm.
And I just look at all of those different things that I've gone through and how much stronger they've made me. But it also helps me to be able to relate better to other people, to the students, to the staff, really helps you to be empathetic to their struggles.
Absolutely. That's first of all, I'm sorry that you went through that, Melinda, and I can totally relate. As as a fellow struggler, I went through the anxiety and I didn't get it. I had OCD and ADD, and I was getting bullied, and then the depression, and I was just in elementary school and I had all these adult, emotions going on. I thought this is a lot for a little kid. So, first of all, I'm sorry you went through that, but secondly, I love how you shine the light on the positive result. that it really strengthened that empathy muscle in you, and it enabled you to connect in a much deeper way with people, with your students, I'm sure with your staff, with the kiddos. You know, that's what they need. They need someone that cares, and that's really awesome. And then I guess, you know, is there something that's working well within your particular elementary school to support the kiddos with their mental health, that's in place, or do you partner up with outside, you know, specialties to kind of help boost the kiddos, or what's working well within your school?
So we are very fortunate to have a dedicated school social worker
Hmm.
in our building,
Hmm.
which is fabulous. We also have therapeutic day treatment services. So we have an outside agency that we partner with, and we can refer students for more intensive support. We also have our school counselors. So we have two school counselors in the building. We provide training, make sure that the teachers are well versed in, all of the things that our students could be going through, how trauma affects them. Even if we have students in foster care or students that are homeless, just the things that they might be dealing with, that people may not be aware of, and how we can support them better. We also are really strong in PBIS here. We have a wonderful, robust system, and we are, constantly adding on to that. So this year, we're really excited about behavioral intervention lessons that we can provide to kids. So, like if a student gets in trouble, instead of, giving them a consequence that really doesn't mean anything, we can actually provide some instruction and education around, those behaviors. Like,
Hmm.
why is it that I do this? Or why is it that I act this way? And what better choices can I make? And then as a division, the division purchased a new SEL program for this year that we're going to be implementing division wide as well. So we have like several layers of support, and I'm just so excited about this year and watching the impact that it's going to have on the kids.
That's amazing. I love it. Love that, Melinda. That's so cool that you're doing it in multi layers. That's always the key. It's not just one and done. There's no magic bullet. So it's just love all those layers. That's beautiful. And then, you know, Dr. Brown, if there's something that's on your heart that you want to share, that you were like, I wish this dude would have asked me that question. Why didn't Michael ask me that? That's what I'd love for you to share. If there's something on your heart, maybe some pearls of wisdom, or advice, or just some supportive words or empathy, whatever you'd like to share with our listeners, the floor is yours.
I just want to say to anyone that's in education, whether you're, a leader or whether you're a teacher, whatever your role is, us just as human beings. I feel like when you're in the business of, serving others, being a servant, to other people, you often tend to overlook yourself. Um, Self care is so important. And I can't stress that enough. I stress that to my staff all the time. Wellness is so important. You have to take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself and make sure you're okay, then you can't be your best self for other people. So we really cannot neglect ourselves. So you've got to get those health screenings that you need to get, go to those appointments. You also have to pay attention to your mental health, and you have to be okay with saying, hey, I'm not okay. Um, you know, Times are hard. We're dealing with a lot of things in the world right now, and it's okay to not be okay. And then lastly, it's so important to surround yourself with a good group of people that you can trust and that can support you. I'm a person that I spend a lot of time lifting up others and supporting others. That's just like, you know, one of my missions and one of my one of the things that I love to do. But I also need people that can pour into me. So I make sure that I have a trusted group of people that I can lean on, so that I don't get depleted to the point where I have nothing else to give to my school, to my staff, to my students, to my parents. So that's the thing that I would, really strongly encourage, for everybody. That health
Absolutely.
and wellness is so important.
Absolutely, 100% agree. Dr. Brown, love that. Love your heart. Love what you're doing. And I know our listeners are going to love this episode as much as I have. I mean, it's so true. Teachers give and give and give and give. My mom is a teacher, and you're constantly giving until there's nothing left to give, and then they keep giving. So
Mhm.
that self care, that really paying attention to what's going on inside, which is a lot, and to say it's okay to not feel okay, and to go, surround yourself with some good people, a good counselor, a good coach. It's totally the best golfers in the world have coaches, the best surfers, the best whatever athletes, the best minds. We all need good people around us. So everything you said was just so beautiful, and I really, it just, that love oozes out of you, that you care for your students, you truly do, and you care for your staff, and it shows. And thank you so much for carving out this time. I know
Oh,
you're a
you're
very
welcome.
busy person right now this time of year, so thank you, Dr. Brown.
Oh, thank you for having me. Thank you so much. It was lovely to talk to you.